Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll talk about the hip bone and the part pubis. Okay? Before moving into the video, please subscribe my channel because we bring informative and very interesting videos for the MBBS students. So, let's start with the video. So, this is the pubis. Okay? It forms the anterior inferior part of the hip bone, as I said you before, and anterior 1/5 of the acetabulum. Okay, and it forms the anterior boundary for the obturator foramen. So this is the obturator foramen and anterior boundary is formed by the pubis. Body of the pubis. It has actually three parts. This pubis. The body of the pubis, the superior ramus and the inferior ramus. So this is the body, this is the superior ramus and this is the inferior ramus. So body of the pubis. This is flattened from before backward, as you can see. Okay, and the superior border is called as the pubic crest. So this is called as the pubic crest. The pubic tubercle at the lateral end of the pubic crest. This is the pubic tubercle in the lateral side of the pubic crest. So we call this as a pubic tubercle, forming the important landmark. It has three surfaces. Okay, the anterior surface, the posterior surface behind, and then it has the medial surface. So this is the anterior surface, backside is the inferior surface, and the medial surface here we are having. So the pubic tubercle is the lateral end of the pubic crest, forming the important landmark. The anterior surface of it is directed downward, forward and slightly laterally, and it rough and superior medially and smooth elsewhere. So it is, you can see it's smooth, but in superior medially it is very rough. Now the posterior of the pelvic surface. So behind will move. So this one is smooth and it is directed upward and backward, and it forms the anterior wall of the true pelvis. So it forms the anterior wall of the true pelvis and is related to the urinary bladder. Okay. Now next, the medial or the symphyseal surface. So this is the medial or the symphyseal surface. So this surface articulates with the opposite sided pubis. So other sided pubis you imagine. So this will be the articular surface. So this is the medial surface of the pubis. Okay. Now the superior ramus. So this is the superior ramus of the pubis. Superior ramus extends from the body of the pubis from here to the acetabulum, as you can see above, and the obturator foramen. So it forms the obturator foramen anterior boundary, and it has three border and the three surfaces. Now what are the three border? The superior border is called as the superior border is called as the pectineal line or the pecten pubis. It is sharp crest extending from just behind the pubic tubercle to the posterior part of the iliopubic eminence. Okay, and next, with the pubic crest, it forms the pubic part of the arcuate line. So it forms the arcuate line. So this is the superior surface. Now moving into the other border. So this is the superior border. Next is the anterior border. So this is the anterior border called as the obturator crest, this one, and the border is round ridge extending from the pubic tubercle to the acetabular notch. Now next we have the inferior border. Inferior border is short and forms the upper margin of the obturator foramen. So it forms the upper margin of the obturator foramen. Okay. Now next, the pectineal surface. The pectineal surface is a triangular area between the anterior border and the superior border. So this is the pectineal surface. Okay. Next we have the pelvic surface between the superior and the inferior. So pelvic surface between this is the superior and this is the superior part and this is the inferior part. So this one will be your pelvic surface, and the obturator surface will lie between the anterior surface and the inferior surface. So this part will be the obturator surface. Okay. Now moving into the inferior ramus. So this is the inferior ramus of the pubis. In the inferior ramus, it extends from the body of the pubic of the ramus to the ischium, medial to the obturator foramen, and it unites with the ramus of the ischium and forms the ischiopubic rami. So again, the rami of the ischium will also join and form the ischiopubic ramus. Okay, for the convenience of description, it will be considered later. Okay, now next is the attachment and the relations of the pubis. So in the pubic tubercle here, we'll get the attachment to the medial end of the inguinal ligament and to the ascending loop of the cremasteric muscle. For the males, the tubercle is crossed by the by the spermatic cord. Now the medial part of the pubic crest we are having is crossed by the medial head of the rectus abdominis. So here it will be the rectus abdominis muscle. The lateral part of the crest, it gives the origin to the lateral head of the rectus abdominis and the pyramidalis. The anterior surface of the body of the pubis, so this is the body of the pubis and the anterior surface, it gives the attachment to the anterior pubic ligament medially, the origin to the adductor longus and the angle between the crest and the symphysis. So here will be the adductor longus, the origin to the gracilis from the margin of the symphysis and from the inferior ramus. So here will be the gracilis muscle. Okay, next what we have? Next we have the adductor brevis. The origin of the adductor brevis will be lateral to the origin of the gracilis. So gracilis laterally will get the origin of the adductor brevis. The origin to the obturator externus near the margin of the obturator foramen. So here you will get the obturator externus in the obturator near the obturator foramen. Okay. Next what we have, the posterior surface of the body of the pubis provides the origin to the levator ani in the medial part. First we will have the levator ani muscle here and origin to the obturator internus laterally. The more laterally we will get obturator internus here. Attachment of the puboprosthetic ligament medial to the attachment of the levator ani. Now the pectineal line provides the attachment. As you can see, this is the pectinate line. This is the pectinate line. So in the pectinate line, there will be attachment of the conjoint tendon at the medial end, the lacunar ligament in the medial at the medial in front of the attachment of the conjoint tendon, and the pectinate ligament of Cooper will be there along whole length of the line lateral to the attachment of the lacunar ligament. The pectineal muscle arises from the whole length of the line. So from the pectinate line, the pectinate muscle will arise in the whole length. Okay. Now next, the fossa covering the pectineus will also be present and the pars minor will also be present here. The upper part of the pectineal surface gives origin to the pectineus. So it gives origin to the pectineus muscle. Now the pelvic surface is crossed by the ductus deferens in males and round ligament of the uterus in females. The obturator groove transmits the obturator vessels and nerves. So this is the obturator groove, obturator foramen or obturator groove. It gives that the obturator nerve and the vessels are transmitted from here. Okay, so these all are the attachment for the pubis. So you need to learn the attachment for the pubis, the pubic tubercle importance. All this thing you have to learn, and from the backward you have to learn the pectinate line significance and attachments. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, then please like, share, subscribe and comment below. Also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Telegram. Thank you for watching.